I got a 14 inches on this.
You're just going to touch it every time until you get till I.
Okay, John, batch.
Good luck, sir. Okay, so you got the black die because you're black, right? I've got the white die because I'm red.
Whatever you like. This is for the opening roll anyway. You're not using a baffle box. Okay. Oh. Yeah, okay.
They make a difference.
Doesn't feel very good. Let's do that.
Zealand Dudley. Zealand Dudley. David Todd.
Yeah, no, that was good.
to see you again. Marty?
Hey, Albert.
Hi, hi. Pull up a couple chairs.
Okay. I think I'll just see.
Jeez, John. Well, that was unlikely. Okay. Had a little run of good luck there.
Well, and then things were looking bad in that last round when we rolled a double six, and that was the only place that blocked me getting off the bar.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
Happens about 1 in 36 times.
Yeah. Golly.
Crawford game. Oh, I get one of those.
Save the game. Save the game. I'll try it on Instagram. Save the game. There, so there's some Etsy sites. All kinds of free stuff, all kinds of stuff. So go out there on Etsy. Cute. All kinds of stuff. It's not how it comes out, but they're all kinds of stuff. I've seen them like. Well, Frank, That's right. So, I just said, every time
That works.
the starting point.
Once you see it, it's not even.
Oh, why, thank you. That's very nice Nice back, sir.
Hey, man, I'm just sitting here, thank you.
That's somebody. And I took it. What you gonna do with you?
Sorry. Just kidding.
No, I'm thinking, man, come on. Yeah, wow.
He gets 2 points if I don't get any checkers off. I'm hoping I roll 6-6 and maybe I can get one checker off. Looks one. No, I don't think I can do it. But I can save the backhand. Okay.
4-6, Les Crawford.
Yep. I got to one away, so he wasn't allowed to use the Dublin cube that game.
I was wondering why that.
Yeah.
Boy, that was a good game. You blocked everything.
I think I got accused of trouble. I definitely put one away. Good luck to you.
done, sir.
Thank you. That was,
Still have a shot.
yeah, it was a favorite to hit one of those.
Yeah, yeah.
It's 20 numbers that hit and 16 that miss.
Well, so that you have to know those odds to be able to play
Yeah,
well.
it's helpful. I mean,
Yeah.
the nice thing about backgammon is you can enjoy the game without doing any math at all. But kind of the more you learn about subtleties, the more fascinating it gets, the more interesting. You know, the decision making.
Yeah.
Like some of it's very kind of obvious. It's a nice thing about backgammon is once your experience, you know, a lot of the plays are very clear. You can just see it. Okay, you have little rules of thumb. This is the safest thing. So, like this game, you know, were you able to follow this at all? You know,
Not as much as I would have liked. Richard
Yeah.
was giving me a tutorial in the car, but
Yeah, so the idea is that the two players are going in opposite directions. You know, the first person to get all his checkers borne off wins. So early on in that game, I was able to hit a number of his checkers and build this wall. And once you build a wall that's 6 checkers deep, you know, there are no dice that can get past it. So he can't land on these. So if he rolls like here, if he rolls a 2-6, he can go 2-6. But if he rolls, you know, 4-5, he can't go 4-5. Yeah. So, you know, part of the strategy is to build this impervious wall, and then bring your checkers home on your own. But if he owns this point, as he did, and he, you know, he had a bunch of, you know, checkers on the roof, and you know, he had a bunch of checkers back here, and then something like this.
how do they get on the roof?
So a checker that's alone is called a blot, and if you land on, it's like a lot of games. If you land on the other guy, it's,
Right.
you send him back to start.
Right.
It's like Parcheesi, I think, is like that, or Trouble.
What's that children's game, like Cherry Lane or something like that? There's something like some.
Yeah,
children's
usually
game.
if you land on the other guy. So if I have 2 points, checkers on a point, I own it, and he can't walk on it. If I've got one checker, it can be hit. And like, let's say there was a checker here, he rolls 2-6, he'd have to come in first. But he rolls 2-6, and I have to go all the way back. And then his task is to try to contain that checker by building his own wall. Like this. And eventually, if he does something simpler, I can roll like a 4-4 or something, and then I have to break down my wall. And now he can get out. So it's all about containment and maintaining structures for as long as you can. So this was really interesting because, you know, once I had all these checkers in here, I'm just bearing off. You know, and he had something like this. Yeah, something like this. And, you know, he's got to go all the way around. He can't win by just rolling a bunch of double sixes. Like, he's just so far behind, you know, compared to what I have. But he can win if he can hit a checker and send me back and contain it. And those are some of the most interesting games. So, you know, for instance, so as I'm bearing off, even here, it's usually pretty simple, but I'm trying to put the checkers in places where I'm least likely to leave a shot, and I'm most likely to clear these high points. So there are little techniques and rules of thumb, like you try not to leave a gap. You like spares on the right points. So like if I wind up like this, and I've got this gap here, and I roll a 4, I can't play this 4, and I have to play that 4. It leaves a blot. Yeah, and then he can hit it. So in the actual thing, there was a very exciting thing at the end, which was this. So there's a classic backgammon situation like this. It's called the coup classique. It's like you think red has almost no chance to win, but if I don't roll doubles, I'm going to leave a blot. So I take 2 checkers off. He can hit that guy. And then he's got all of his checkers to build into a wall. Now, at this point, even if he were to hit this checker and close me out, I'd still be winning the vast majority of the games.
Really?
Yeah. Because I have 14 checkers off. You know, he'd get all his checkers here, and then he'd start bearing off, and he'd have to open up.
Oh, I see.
So then I have just
You
one
can
checker
get
to
around.
race around. But even in this position, if he hits me here, red only wins about 5% of these games for this one checker. But this is actually the other thing that can happen. More interestingly, is if I roll a 1, Then I go like this and like that. And now he can get both of these things.
Oh, if he gets a one.
Yeah, so let's say he hits this,
Double one.
right? Well, he doesn't even have to do that because I'll be coming in and then he might hit me loose, wanting to get hit back. So if I roll a 3, I have to hit him, and then he gets another chance
Oh, I see.
to roll a 1. So he's going to try to build a wall and keep hitting me and sending me back over and over again until he picks up that checker. And if he can pick out the second checker to close me out, then it's a pretty close game. I should know that percentage, but I forgot. So this one was even a more unusual variation where instead of this, I have this, which is even worse. Because now if I roll an ace, I leave 2 blots, or if I roll a 2, I leave 2 blots.
Yeah.
So I'm actually a favorite here to leave 2 blots, and then you could really lose. So I rolled the ace, leaving 2 blots, but he rolled a 3-3. So
Missed it back there.
yeah.
Well, there's a lot of math involved at the higher level.
Yeah, there's basic dice probabilities, and then when you're playing a match like this, the match score, you handle the doubling cube differently depending on the score. Right. So this is the most kind of exciting part of the game. And it was only invented in like the 1920s. Backgammon was an ancient game, but some people in New York figured this out. So you're playing a match, and a game is worth 1 point. If at some point in the game I start to feel like I have a substantial advantage, I can offer to raise the stakes. I say I double to 2. And then my opponent can either say, no, I don't think I can win this game. I give up and I score a point and we start a new game. Or he can say, okay, yeah, I'm your Huckleberry. I take. So he takes and he owns the cube. And now we're playing for 2 points. And he has the privilege later, if he turns it around, which happens in backgammon, he can double me back to 4. Then I have to give up 2 or play on for 4. And so and it's interesting. I collect old books and things about the game. And it's really interesting how when this was invented, people didn't really understand the mathematics of the cost-benefit equation, because if I double you to 2 and you pass, you lose a point. So if you take and you lose 2 points. So you risk an extra point. Right? You risk 1 point. But if you take and win, you get 2 points instead of losing 1. So the differential is 3. So you're risking 1 point for a benefit of 3. You're getting 3 to 1 odds. So if you win a quarter of the games, it's an equity positive proposition to take
At
the
the
cube.
higher level, this is a complicated game. You have to
It is.
really know
It's
your
like
math.
just enough complicated math that an English teacher can do.
Well,
More than,
I think most English teachers wouldn't get there.
no, this timing is not by, like that's his time or your time, or
Yeah, this is my time. That's his time.
is there a time limit at which point, in other words,
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
to make a quick decision?
Right. So
And
the time control is that we have 12 seconds per move.
Okay.
So when he makes his move, he likes it. He hits the clock. I've got 12 seconds. It's counting down here.
And then does that overage go into the next turn?
Well,
like if you take.
so the way it works is I have 12 seconds to roll the dice, make a play. You know, a lot of times in backgammon, it's pretty clear what to do, and you just, you do it within 6 seconds, right? But as you see, if I take more than 12 seconds, my bank starts to count down.
Yeah.
So you get 12 seconds per move, plus in this match, like 7-point match, you get 14 minutes. 14 minutes of bank time. So you can use that extra time however you want. Like really think hard about a cube decision or a checker play, and you have to watch it though, because you can get low on time, and then you have to play
Is that
briskly.
how it works in chess?
Same way.
This is a little bit more complicated, but if it runs down the chest, you lose.
Yeah. Well, if it runs down in backgammon, you lose also.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, if you go to 0,
Yeah.
that's it. But you really shouldn't. Once in a while, it's possible to lose track of the clock. You get so engrossed.
Yeah.
And like I've done that. I look at my clock periodically, and you know, I have 3.5 minutes left, which is pretty comfortable. You know, and then it gets really interesting, and you know, I make a play and hit my clock, and he's going. I look at my clock, and, oh, I have 46 seconds left. Like,
Yeah.
You know, oh my gosh, if I hadn't looked, I might have just timed out. I always warn my opponent if he gets under a minute, I just say mind your clock. You know, it's not nice. I hate people losing on clock when they didn't notice.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, is this originally from India? Or?
It's like Egyptian.
Egyptian.
It's one of these like thousands of years old.
Yeah,
So
I knew it was
you know,
old.
it's a question of like, you know, which game is a precursor. You know, it's a primitive counters and dice running game. Which
So
is,
King Tut might have played a version.
yeah. There was a backgammon board in his.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like a precursor of backgammon.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, it is neat. Yeah. So it's just, yeah, so some positions are mathematically, you can figure them out like this. Like if all we have is this, and I'm on roll, right, I would double this. And so he has to figure out whether it's worth taking. And this is where a little math comes in handy. So he needs 25% chances to take the cube.
Oh, I see, yeah,
Right.
because it's 3 to 1.
Yeah, so there are 36 rolls of the dice. 36 possible combinations of six-sided dice, 6 times 6. So 25% of 36 is
Well, 1/4 divided by 36. That's 8. 8
Divide by
9.
9. Okay, yeah.
Quarter
Yeah.
of 36 is
9.
9.
Yeah, okay.
9 times 4 is 6. I suddenly panicked there. I thought, wait a minute. I remember.
Well, I just was approximating 8.
So he has to find 9 failures. Like, do I fail 9 times?
Oh, okay, yeah. And I don't know how to.
And
Yeah,
so,
how do you evaluate
so how many rolls of the dice have a 1 in them? So I fail if I roll a 1, right? I take 1 checker off. 6-1, 6-1, 5-1, 4-1.
2, right? You have 2 dice?
I have 2 dice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if one of them is a 1, I'm going to lose. Right? 5-5 wins. 4-5 wins. 5-6 wins. Rolling 2 dice. Of course. So you know, if you did a matrix of 6 by 6, you know, and had all the dice rolls,
Yeah.
you'd see there's a row of 1s and a
Sure,
column of
yeah,
1s,
yeah.
right?
Okay. Oh.
So there's a in
I have
backgammon they look the same. There's a 6 and a 1, and there's a 1 and a 6. Right? Those are 2 different events, right? So 6-1, 5-1, 4-1, 3-1, 2-1, plus their mirrors. That's 10.
Yeah.
And then 1-1, there's only one of those. There's only one way to roll a double 1. You have to have both dice,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So 2 and 1, 1 and 2, but 1 and 1 is just 1 and 1. So there are 10 rolls, or sorry, there are 11 rolls that have a 1 in them. But in backgammon, if you roll doubles, you get to move double the move. So if I roll 1-1, I go 1-1 or 1. So I win. So there are 10 failing numbers, and he needs 9. So he's supposed to take this cube. Now I'm probably gonna win the game, right? There's 10 failing rolls, there's 26 succeeding rolls. So it feels like, well, why would I want to take that? Well, it's 3 to 1 odds. Right? If you lose, you lose an extra point. If you win 2, so losing 1. So you can play this all day long. If we played that hundreds of times, I should grind out a little bit of equity on every exchange. Right? So you know, I get 1/36 of whatever we're playing for.
I really like the way you charted out by the 6 by 6.
Yeah.
Because I was making the mistake of well, each dice can roll a 1, so that's 2 ways to win. But when you see it,
Yeah,
done out in
you do it very,
chart,
very
you
visually.
count differently. Yeah.
Yeah, so there are things, you know, and then there, it's kind of fun math. So, you know, sometimes you need, sometimes you need one of 2 numbers. Let's say I had, let's say I had something like this, and he was trying to escape. Let's say his checkers were all down there, and he had some checkers off. Right. How many numbers get out of here?
Yeah.
So any 5 or any 6. So how many 6s are there?
Well, you have to do your little chart, read it out.
Same as 1s.
Okay, 5, 6.
11.
Oh,
Right?
yeah. the top,
11.
Yeah.
The 5 mixed rolls and the doubles, right?
Yeah.
So there are 11 sixes, and then how many 5s?
Well, I mean, 10. 5.
11 again, right?
11 again.
It would
Okay,
be
because
11.
I'm not counting the double.
Yeah, just trying to roll a number is going to be 11,
Yeah.
right? So, whether it's a 1 you're hoping for, or a 5 or a 6, right? But you already counted 2 of them. Right? So when I counted the 6s, I counted 6, 5, and 5, 6 already in the 11. So for the 5s, it's an additional 9.
Okay, just 9.
Right. 11 plus 9. So what if you need 4s, 5s, or 6s? 11 plus 9 plus 7.
Yeah.
Because you already counted the 6, 4 and the 5, 4. Right.
Yeah.
Golly.
So 11 plus 9 plus 7 plus 5 plus 3 plus 1 equals 36.
Well, yeah. it seems to me-
Beautiful numbers.
Yeah, your little chart is so helpful. It's 36
Yeah.
total, and then it's a matter of counting the right little squares.
Right, right.
Like Hollywood squares.
Yeah.
You gotta count the squares, and then remember
So-
those doubles.
so if you
and then
picture-
you exclude certain things if you've
Right.
already counted it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you picture like the matrix and say how many 1s are there, you'd strip out the top row in the left-hand column, right?
Yes, yes.
And then if you wanted to add the 2s, you'd be left with a smaller box, right?
Okay, yeah.
Because those are already counted. So the additional 2s would be the smaller row and column, and then it gets smaller and smaller.
Well,
So it's
Albert,
11, 9.
now I see why you need your bank of time. Because it can get complicated in
Well, those
12
tools are
seconds.
just, they're a lot of little shortcuts and known things.
Well,
So,
that's a good one though, Albert. That
yeah,
really,
they're like you need to know like how to count shots. Like if his checker is here and I've got this point here and I want to hit this guy, so how many ways are there to hit a 6?
yeah,
So we start with the 11
yeah,
6s, which we just did.
right, yeah.
11 6s plus 5 1, 4 2.
Oh, you got
And their
it.
mates, right? That's 4 more, so we're up to 15. Double 2s, double 3s, and single ones.
So you've got this all memorized.
Yeah,
You
so I
would
just-
be- You would already know that.
Yeah, you just know this is 17 shots.
Okay.
17 hits, 19 misses.
Albert,
They're
did
little, you just acquire these little
How long have you
tidbits.
been playing?
Since I was in 7th grade.
have you, how many,
This is a long
if there's
familiar.
books on this, right, like
Oh, yeah.
the top, here's how to win.
Yeah.
Wow. Very,
Yeah, there's
well,
levels.
this is an insight,
It's a really fascinating game. I think the ideal thing about it is that it's a game that's very brisk, and it's not like chess where you have to cerebrate every,
Yeah.
you can't sit around and have a conversation playing chess, You're like, sorry, I'm playing chess now. I'm going 3 deep in my forks. Backgammon, you can be talking and you can socialize. I mean, tournaments, you're like, you can see we're focused because we're.
Now, Albert, you were ahead when I left playing Mark.
Oh,
he
yeah.
He came back because
Yeah.
of bad rolls and stuff.
Yeah.
But neither one of y'all talked very much because
No.
Mark is pretty good, isn't he? He was sort of
Yeah, he's
running.
a decent player. I have a solid edge on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he played well.
Well, and he got lucky.
Yeah. So, if I have an edge over him, that means if we play 7-point matches all day, maybe I'm going to win 53% of them,
Yeah.
54% maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a nice other thing about backgammon is people of really different skill levels compete and have a good time. So the best in the world can play a strong intermediate, and the strong intermediate's going to win 20-25% of the games.
Well, I noticed this fellow didn't talk at all, whereas Mark was much more outgoing and
Yeah.
gregarious. Is that because the skill level was sort of
It's
even?
just people have different ideas. Like when I'm really competing and I'm wearing AirPods and I'm listening to Philip Glass music and or Brian Eno kind of ambient stuff, and I kind of just try to. It's very easy to overlook obvious plays. Like sometimes you roll a double 5 and it's not always clear where the checkers go, and sometimes your game plan can change. You're playing to try to close them in, and then it turns out you can do something else. And if you're not really really looking around the board and saying, okay, this looks like what I'm going to do. What else could I do, and might that be better? If you're really being rigorous, you're using your 12 seconds to be careful, because you can make a blunder. It's just very costly. And I record my matches, and then we transcribe them, put them in the computer, and I get an analysis of my game, and then I can tell how well I play.
So there's a service you can send off and say, here's my transcript.
I'm the service. I record it. I get my computer. There's software. You input the things.
But it will tell you. The software will tell you.
Yeah, like this was a blunder, and that's how you learn. You're like, oh, wait, like that bear-off thing.
Yeah.
When I realized I didn't really know how to do that effectively, I was leaving blots, getting out. I'm like, wait, am I doing this right? So you can put that position into XG, the computer, and just play it out over and over. And just roll the dice, you make your play, and it says, nope, shouldn't do that. And you go, why? And you try to, like, what's going on here? So you can read books where they tell you what's going on, or you can try to figure it out for yourself.
In chess, I don't have it, I'm not at that level. I just got these. But there's this program that I hear called Stockfish.
Okay.
And that's is that
This is a similar idea.
Yeah.
It analyzes your play and says that was not optimal.
Yeah, and it'll tell you how it was.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll tell you what, but not why, which is the fascinating thing about learning from the bots. Is that when the good robots started coming out in the late 90s, it really caused a big revision in back-end strategy, because it was doing things that people hadn't done before.
What's fascinating is
Change the sense of the game.
You win money if you win the tournament.
Yeah.
Well, the same thing is true in chess. It's sort of like I love art, crime, like what's the Boston big art gallery where they started the Gardener. Yeah, I love stories like that. And I'm also interested in some of these chess tournaments. I'm hearing that some people have been accused of going to the bathroom and getting on their phone and seeing what the moves are. Coming back. Does that happen at that? Well, it's for years, I'm sure. Well, the last 20 years. But
Backgammon hasn't really had that problem.
Because, actually, there's a little bit more if you just don't get the right rolls. You can't win.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because that makes it more interesting.
So, you're not allowed to go to the bathroom in the middle of a game once I have to go to the bathroom. You're not allowed to do that. You have to take your break.
Sounds like school.
Yeah, but there's other, there's, backgammon has at times been plagued with dice mechanics. People who, are prestidigitators and like there's a guy who got caught on camera, like one of these cameras, just brazen, to cheat on camera.
Manipulating the
Yeah, so, he kind of pick up the dice and, in some way, crook one of them in your pinky. And then you go, and then you're doing this, so it sounds, you can't really tell if it's an issue dice unless you're really tuned in. And then it's like, boom, and he rolls the one and it goes out, and the other one he's put down. And if you're really good at it, not everybody.
Yeah, to practice it cheating.
But it's on camera, and it was like, dude, it was on camera. Slow it down the frame rate. You could just see it come out of his picture.
Well, it's so interesting, the personality that would do that.
Well, when there's money involved, there's going to be a personality that cheats. There's a guy. There's been people with magnetic plates under the table.
Really?
And the dice have a little. You have a magnet strapped to your knee.
Oh my God!
When you need your fingers. Yeah, they get real creative when it comes to money.
Yeah. So what happens next?
Oh, so I get another match. I should probably report that. I think
Yeah, okay, we're gonna let us
I'm a little
Yes.
ahead of the
I'm
drum.
so glad we caught this one, and then you gave us.
Let me go
Quick one.
report that, and
Yeah.
I'll come and see. I'll let you know.
Well, that's a real insight into the
So
game.
mechanically, so he just won. It's like tennis in a way. You report you won,
And then they tell you,
and then they tell you the next match.
they may give him a saddle, we'll look you won't play for a couple hours, or they may say, hang on, you'll play in 20 minutes. It's like a tennis game.
So he's doing
Well, I'm sure he's still in it, but he's disappointed, I'm sure, that he got knocked out of the main round.
Oh, that's neat. This is like the dance.
Yeah, I think it's so. But you can play, it's like in tennis, you can play all the way to the finals of consolation. You feel like God, that's a pretty good tournament. You just oh, okay.
You don't have any cups over there.
I'm waiting for an opponent. That match has to finish,
So
and then
is
he'll
this
come find me.
Your board?
Yeah, this is a pretty set from the 1930s. The checkers are from the 30s.
Really?
The surface. This guy in Chicago does custom boards, and he,
Wood?
it's like it's wood covered by wax paper or something. It's like 1938. It's interesting. The guy, this board was made by a company called AP Games, Arthur Popper Games, and there's a patent I have framed in my office. He got a patent for this board design. It's really interesting. There's a checker tray along here and checkers up there. And I thought, oh, that's weird. Like this guy made this weird design and got it patented, and it never went anywhere. And then I actually read the text of the patent. It's like, oh, he didn't patent just that particular arrangement. He patented the entire idea of a board with a built-in checker tray. So before then, like if you saw pictures or comics and things of people back then, you'd always see them with this box and a little box on top. Like the implements would be in a separate box.
Okay, yeah, but it's
That's
all
a great
built in.
design.
And so this was the Arthur Popper thing, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's one of those things that's so obvious now, but it wasn't obvious then.
Yeah, well, that is really neat.
These are Bakelite. These are like really desirable.
You can feel the weight of them.
Yeah, they're very chunky.
Bakelite, that's what they use on
Bakelite.
AR. What?
Bakelite.
Isn't that what they use on the AR-15?
Oh, on gun stocks.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine maybe.
Possibly.
You know, Albert, you're just the kind of guy that will look that up someday. You'll be sitting up there in manual. It's like, God, I gotta figure this out.
Well, they stopped making Bakelite in the United States in the
really?
60s because of OSHA.
really?
It's like toxic formaldehyde
Oh, is it?
resin.
Oh, okay.
So I think like Soviet Union, they still make it.
Yeah.
Anywhere that has no worker rights.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's interesting. So they probably moved into some polymer or something.
Yeah. So I had an exciting earlier couple of days. I didn't do well in this main tournament. This is kind of the last chance mini consolation. I can still win some money, but I've got to win a whole bunch of matches. But there was this event called the UBC Contender Qualifier. The UBC is Ultimate Backgammon Challenge, and it's a very rigorous format where you play a series of matches, and you get a point for winning a match, and then you get a point for having a better error rating than your opponent. So they transcribe all the matches and put them into the computer, and the computer says, okay, you played a 2.9, you played a 4.7, lower is better, so you get a point. So there were 12 of us, and over the course of 2 days we played 12 matches. It's a lot of backgammon, 6 on Tuesday, 6 on Wednesday. So you get points, you earn points. And then the top 6 points winners go to the quarterfinals, qualify. And then the last two players who didn't get in on points of the remaining people, the 2 lowest PRs, the best error ratings, they get to go as well. So it's a lot of backgammon, over that amount of time, and half the points to do with skill. When I looked at the list of 12 people, I saw 4 people on the list that I thought I was clearly stronger than, and 7 people clearly stronger than me. So I'm like, okay, I'm like right on the bubble. And I didn't play very well, and got to the end of the second day, and just looked like the way the results. So they do the results as you go. Not okay. I'm not going to make it any disappointed. I'm really annoyed, tired. I wake up in the morning and I look at the results, and oh, I made it! Like I made the number 8 spot because I played really well the last match, and 2 other people played really badly. So that my PR just eked out. Like I was .03 better than.
So can can change up into the area off.
So, yeah, yeah.
In that format.
So then the 8 people get paired out for the quarterfinals, and for those it's a four match series, and each one you get 2 points, one for winning, one for PR. So the first one to get to 5 points wins, and it's a seeded thing. It was seeded by PR, by error rating. So I was the number 8 seed, so I had to play the number 1 seed.
Oh, yeah, that's
so I
right.
played this guy Michi Kageyama from Japan. He's a superstar player.
Really?
And I'm like, okay, I'm a very strong player. I'm not that strong. So there's titles like in chess. I'm 1 run below a grandmaster.
Well, you're the New York champion, right?
Not really.
Yeah, no.
So I'm like, okay, like my path to victory here is I've got to get lucky. I've got to win all 4 of these matches and win just one of the PR battles. If I can just beat him one time, and that can happen. Like there's luck in PR. Like it has to do with how many decisions you get, because it's your error. Total error is divided by decisions. So just the way the games play out, sometimes you have an easy. It's your race. There's a lot of decisions. But it's hard to win 4 out of 4 matches.
Oh, impossible.
So it's like 2, 4, 8, 16. It's 1 in 16 if you're even. If he's stronger, then it's maybe more like 1 in 20. So the first match I win.
Oh, wow.
I play a 5 point something, which is disappointing. He plays a 2.6, which is typical. Second match I win. This time I play a 3.6, which is good. He plays a 3.2.
Oh, no.
Oh, close.
Yeah.
Third match I win. I play a 2.94. Like,
That's very good.
He plays a 2.92.
Oh, no.
0.02. That's like one checker play error, like one small goof or something. 2.92 to 2.94, and then the fourth one I won.
You're kidding, 4 in a row.
So I did win all 4 matches, but that one I played like a 3.8 and played a 2.6.
So he just edged you out.
So yeah, we were 4 and 4, and then they just look at the total PR. So I played a 3.9, which is grandmaster level, and he played like a 2.6, which is cosmically good. He won that one.
Well, when you won 4 in a row, were there any Japanese curse words that you said?
No, he's a very gentlemanly person.
Really?
Yeah, and that's the funny thing back then. Most of the people you saw me play, they're
No, they're
well
very,
managed.
yeah,
But
they're
like,
very.
not everyone is.
Oh,
You get some
really?
people, kind of, there's an infantile sort of thing that gets brought out in people. It's like, wow.
Well, maybe the ones that have played as long as you. I think
Yeah,
probably
that is a function of people, who get, so you will get people who,
Come on, man.
people who are horrible, but they'll make little passive aggressive sounds and grunts. Oh, nice roll. So that's another reason I wear the earphones, because I pretend I don't hear them.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't hear them. I just don't acknowledge.
Yeah, it's good to screen it out.
You just let it pass you by.
Now, did you know this fellow that you played with?
John Vietor. He's a little bit on the spectrum, I think, as are a lot of people who know. So,
Is he from here or
he's from,
somewhere
I
else?
think he's from Vegas.
Okay.
Most of the people here.
Is there people from all over?
Yeah, there's some Europeans. Well, Michi's from Japan, so it's an international crowd. The UBC thing is draws because there are only 4 of them in the world, and then the winners come together and have the final champion play. So it's fun. It's fun getting. They're all streamed online, so it's good for my street cred. I acquitted myself well.
Yeah.
And,
No, well, I just love when people find something that they're passionate
Yeah.
about. And it really doesn't matter if you, I may have told you this, our eldest son was in gymnastics, competitive gymnastics.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and in Texas, you wouldn't think anybody would be interested in male gymnastics. I mean, it's all girls and cheerleading and stuff like that. Football. Yeah, of course. It's just not good. We go to a tournament for gymnastics. In Houston, you walk into this big warehouse type gym,
Yeah.
and it's just filled. And it made me realize, well, we're a big country, and for something even as arcane as
Yeah.
there's a lot of people really interested in it.
It's nice. And also, a game like this, there's a lot of right-wing politics among the people in here. It doesn't matter. You just come back in and.
They definitely bring it up, right? Because it was
generally not. And here again is where Facebook sucks because some of these people
They're on.
they're posting inane, stupid stuff, and it shows up in your feed like,
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't even get on it.
No, we don't. Yeah.
Facebook is really frustrating because it's so useful for certain things. Like the back-end community, it's very helpful. So you often, you make a blunder, you don't really understand why, you're looking at the analysis. So you just post it on Facebook. And you post it as a quiz, like, okay, what do you do here?
And you get a lot
What do
of
you want? You get a lot of feedback.
answers.
And I answer questions for less experienced players. And, so it's kind of funny. I'll go to a tournament somewhere and get introduced. And all this stuff. Oh, you're Albert. I read your stuff all the time.
Yeah, no, that's one. It's a good learning tool.
You speak intelligently.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you know what you're doing. Well, it's just
You're
like,
not a bot.
well, and I often think how hard it is in some respects for some of the younger girls that are coming up. Younger girls? Well, yeah, like, from 18 to like 30, 32, 33. They're all looking to get married. It's something most of them know. But, it's really hard. How do you meet the right guy? Then plus you've got a career. Now you have to worry about are you progressing in your career. And the computer really helps them out with all these dating apps. But then there's all these traps like people that, the statistics are that, you have to be in the upper, at least 25% of men to get selected by a woman. And so there's all these men that have tons of opportunities to date on the thing, but they're all playing the field. It's hard for one woman to really nail down that guy because he's got like 25 offers to go on a date. That's the numbers. You're like,
Why is that?
Because on these dating apps, and there's been studies of that, believe it or not.
Well, I do believe it.
Yeah, the women are the ones that get to choose. The what? You get to choose.
The men are?
No, the women. Yeah. So what they're doing is they're swiping through and they're studying, well, what does the woman actually pick? And they're very selective. You have to be in the top 25, at least the top third in looks and resources to be able to be picked by a woman. The bottom half gets no acceptance at all. They can't get a date. Even from the bottom half of the women on the side.
I thought it was the other way around.
No, the women are the ones who decide. And so it's very hard for those dating apps for if you're I don't know what if you're a janitor and of average looks, you're not going to ever get a date on a dating site. But it's just interesting the percentages and how it works. But the computer can be very helpful for some people to meet people, throughout the world. But it has all these little traps like that. They're not so good. It's just hard to know when technology is helping you and when it's not.
Well, it's just maybe this happens with every generation. Things change enough that you're ready to go. I just already feel like, man, I'm glad I grew up when I did. I really feel that way. I feel like, in a way, I often feel like I was born in like the luckiest year, because I was too young for Vietnam. I was young enough to have a free-range childhood. When I was little, I was 7-year-old in Manhattan. I'm all over town with me and my friends, New York City kids, picking up soda bottles in Central Park, cashing them in for comic books, selling them out all afternoon. Kids don't, stop doing that in the late 80s, in the early 80s. So there's that. I got through high school. We had to register for the draft, but for Afghanistan, but it never came to anything. I got to experience I got high school and through college before the AIDS thing hit. So I didn't have to think about that as a young person. I was still young, but, I made it through college. That would be terrifying. And then I had this, early adulthood without the internet.
I think
Right?
that's
Oh my gosh.
milestone.
Oh my God. I had
And
this 3 years in Scotland where I didn't even have a car. I was just like walking everywhere. Such a fun like social experience, movies. It was just like such a romantic existence. And I came back to the States and I went to Boston and then the internet came up and that was interesting. And
so how old were you when you had your first iPhone? Do you remember?
oh, I was very, so I was resistant to cell phones in general. I didn't want to be reachable all the time. So I didn't even get a flip phone until I went to Rochester for Eastman House after I left teaching. So that was 2004, before I even got a flip phone.
Wow.
And then I think I got an iPhone 3, like in 2000 and maybe 2008 or something.
Because I was talking about it with our kids, and they didn't have iPhones, and I'm trying to equate what year it was, until around 10 or 11. In fact, some of their mothers of their friends thought they were Amish. Because because I remember our youngest came in and he said, Mom, what's Amish? And I said, why not that? And it was because we just didn't feel like the phone was that necessary. And all of his friends had it. But and now I guess they're having a great school.
It's just true. I mean, I feel so bad for kids and their attention spans chopped up in little. I mean, they worried about our attention spans because of Sesame Street.
Yeah.
You know, it's like pull my beard.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And then all this social anxiety stuff.
Well, the girls are really, that hits them the hardest.
And it's like, well, maybe you shouldn't be meeting your prospective spouse on a dating app where people are just swiping you away. Maybe you should find a way to like meet people in person so they can see something other than your.
It's a
I
weird.
was reading about brains, and I think a psychiatrist was talking. It was on NPR, and she said the way empathy is formed, all these synapses firing.
Yeah.
You can't do it with a screen. You can't develop empathy with a screen. You have to be with a human being, person or group, and they're not developing it.
And now this AI stuff is coming out. It's like, it's like, just not knowing what's real anymore. Like either it's seriously hiding malfeasance or creating false impressions, fake news, or it's just cheapening real life experience and the job situation. Like I don't know what to tell my nieces and nephews to do for a living. Like landscape, maybe landscape.
They paint the picture of, it's going to open up so many more new jobs, but all I could think of is all the entry-level jobs will be white.
Yeah, jobs have got a lot. I don't envy them.
I know.
Yeah, but it is interesting. That's a brave new world.
And then the whole thing of reading books, like that's one thing I'm really looking forward to when I'm reading long books, which has gone away, at least in my life, for me. And I think people, would there be libraries in the future? With books
You were here
in
all the
them?
time.
I
I read an article about the film students. Students in college were watching, majoring in film studies, and they can't sit through a movie.
Oh, you're kidding.
They screen a Bergman film, and they're all getting their phones out and scrolling and kind of half watching. It's like,
I'm gonna switch your clock.
why are you in this program?
Oh, wait, you're playing now.
It's like, oh yeah, I get
I
it.
was gonna switch your clock.
the sustained attention is just not.
Now, Albert, I know you had a philosophy,
Yeah.
right? But you also know a lot about music.
Oh yeah, I've always been a movie.
Oh, that's just been a passion.
Yeah, when I studied film preservation at Eastman House and Rochester House. When I left teaching for do something different, that was really fun. Eastman House has all the MGM originals. Oh, really? I actually got to hold the original, the camera negative of Wizard of Oz.
Really?
Yeah.
Now that is very cool.
I was like, wow, this is
Our younger son might have an internship at Corning this summer.
Oh, really?
And I'm hoping he takes that, just the legacy of that.
Well, it's up by the Finger Lakes, I think. I've never been there.
Yeah.
It's a really beautiful country.
But that company's been
I think
involved,
Corning's a little bit farther west than Finger Lakes, I think. I'm not totally sure.
just like from the Vietor coast.
Yeah.
He's in Arizona right now.
Oh,
You get him to get out to
yeah.
Tucson.
Yeah. Well, if he's at Corning, he should definitely visit Rochester. Go to Eastman House. It's an interesting museum.
Yeah, I will definitely.
Yeah, he when he got into this program at Tucson, he said where he went was really good, and he said it's up and coming, but the traditional number one is up in Rochester, where he's from Kodak.
Lenses.
Yeah, and then I just think I don't see this whole political situation ending well. I do not see Republicans allowing Democrats to have the House back, whatever happens. I don't see any prospect of that.
They've got a better chance of, the Supreme Court has a case in it that might really hurt the Democrats. It's a redistricting case.
Yeah, I'm talking about, it's a landslide for Democrats. I still don't see them giving power to the Democrats.
Oh, really? Oh,
I do not see, the image where the Speaker of the House hands the gavel to a Democrat and Trump sits there and says, okay, I guess I'll have to straighten up and fly right. I don't see that happening.
You think we're just too far down the tubes?
Who's going to enforce it? Like who? Who's going to say it's fraud? It was a fixed election. You saw what happened last time when he said that.
well, it's still saying that.
And it'll go through the court, Supreme Court. Let's say they say, yeah, the Democrats have it. They're going to say, pound sand. Well, who's going to stop me? Pam Bondi? Cash Patel? Like, so what's the enforcement on it? Like, who is it the military? Is it a military coup?
No, I don't
It
think.
feels like we could be going that way, but honestly.
I don't know who is going to make them swear in a Democratic Speaker of the House.
I don't think we're that far gone. I really don't.
I hope I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
Well, the military, all the, I do not think our military people would enforce it at unconstitutional order. I mean, like blatant, like the transfer of power. That's like the last thing.
Okay, but they have the power.
Oh, they have the guns.
So,
yeah.
in order for Democrats to wrest power from people unwilling to give it over, what is the enforcement army that comes to their aid and says, no, you must give power?
Well, I really think the military, those people, they swear an oath to the Constitution. This is just my feeling. I can't prove it. I think that they would step in and drop that back. And notice Trump has already lost one election, 2000 election, and still, he didn't even go to Biden's swearing in, did he? I mean, he broke that thing, but Biden was sworn in, and it might have been that maybe Trump doesn't have his claws all the way into the military at that point.
No, we had, for whatever you want to say about, what's his name? The Attorney General, big guy.
Oh, yeah, Barr?
Bill Barr.
Bill Barr, yeah.
He's probably a Republican.
Yeah.
But
He's
we have a real
he's
justice
a
department.
constitutional guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's good.
So instead of him, we have Pam Bondi.
Well, that's true.
I just don't. So, like, what we're talking about is, the Justice Department's not going to do it. The FBI's not going to do it.
That's probably true.
Clear. Cash Patel is not going
The
to.
intelligence is probably not.
So, Pete Hegseth isn't going to do it.
Well,
The accent is going to arrest Donald Trump.
no, he wouldn't. But I do think that the military is so big.
Yeah. So, but you're talking about some lower level military officers mobilizing tanks and aircraft
Well,
to force the proper transition of power.
well, there's a lot of generals out there. A lot of.
I just don't know how it happened. Like what?
It's unsettling to thinking about.
Yeah.
But that's what happens in coups, and,
Yeah.
and so it's what we need. But yikes.
But I think, even though the Supreme Court is conservative, it's controlled by those people, but people like Roberts, they really care about their place in history. And Roberts would not sit back, even if all the other conservative justices voted one way, he wouldn't sit back and allow them to get a majority on something like that, like the peaceful transfer
Okay,
of power.
but
Yeah, the
you know
Supreme Court-
the Andrew Jackson line,
Yes, I do.
which has been quoted
Yeah, you
by
can
our
ju-
vice president.
Oh, has it really quoted that?
Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, but,
You've made your judgment, now you may enforce it if you can.
well, the whole, I would leave the country at that point if we didn't have a peaceful transfer of power, because that goes all the way down.
Yeah,
We
I
don't
just-
really have a
I
country.
don't-
now.
But where do you go? I mean,
Just-
we've had the conversation,
Yeah.
where do you go?
Well, there's so many,
Yeah, I'm staying put, but
yeah.
it's just,
Well, you have to. You just built a new home.
New
But,
pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we feel pretty as ensconced as anyone can, like we're,
Yeah, you're safe.
there are no ice fans rolling around our town yet.
I just have faith. I mean, you have to be a brigadier to own to command a division, at least a brigadier general. And there's so many divisions out there, with so many brigadier generals. And believe me, if you just had, and those people have friends, if you just had a couple of brigadiers, that's several divisions that would start a civil war. But I agree with you, Hexter.
So this is what I'm-
I mean, in the, what do they call it, the cabinet branch. Trump is king. I mean, he is a king.
Yeah, he didn't make the mistakes he made first term. These are all flunkies and lackeys. There's not a single independent
Yeah.
person in Iran.
But-
If they wouldn't be there.
That's right. But I do think out there, like you go out to Fort Bliss, that division in Fort Bliss, he's as likely to be, I mean, even if he's a Republican, he understands the Constitution. And they couldn't put on the uniform and do that. Now, I'm not saying it couldn't happen, and I understand you're right to be concerned.
Yeah.
Because there is, it's all slanted one way right now in the administration. But I think outside of D.C., there's a lot, and even people, even Republicans, I mean, the majority of the country would be aghast. They would be aghast. I mean, even people that vote for Trump, a lot of them, not everybody, but a lot of them would say, we don't have kings anymore. It's like Rome, remember? We don't have kings. They killed Julius Caesar. Of course, they ended up with the king eventually, but.
Well, it's not going to be boring. It's not going to be boring, and I don't.
But I don't like staying up at night worrying about, that feeling. What's the
Noxious presence of our president. Just
every day? Yeah, there's
So now he's withholding the renovation funds from New York City, insisting that they change Penn Station and Dulles Airport into his name.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't
That's
heard
the
that.
latest.
I heard
He
about
wants it to be Trump Airport and Trump Station.
And
But
Kennedy,
they're not getting the money.
no more Kennedy.
Kennedy Center is going.
Really?
In fact, I heard he's gonna tear it down. I don't know.
He's closed it for 2 years. I mean, which is the natural thing to do because nobody's going anywhere.
Yeah, but and he tried to change the name.
And he's
didn't
on
He
TV.
changed it. It's on.
He's selling those coins, the Trump
It's just
collection of,
it's so humiliating.
he? Well, it is.
and his sons are all backing, stable coin or Bitcoin. It's spreading, just the whole,
Well,
everything he's controlling, he wants to control.
it's like,
I just don't see how this ends well.
it's really hard, one thing, Albert, when the market goes down, like on Thursday, it went down 500 points.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, on Thursday. Yeah, so I saw that, so I said, I'm not gonna watch anything about the market. And so I avoided it, because I knew it was down 500, and I didn't check my accounts on my little computer. And then the next day, it went up 1,000. And so I said, okay, if I'm interested, and I'm not, I'll check my account. Yeah, so you just gotta stay away from this, because mentally, it's not good.
No,
And
it's stressful.
I think the Democrats have
I think doing this
a better good
is
chance.
a very healthy thing
No, I
to be
think
doing.
if it were, you know, if the election is proper as they always have been, it's gonna be a huge wave, and they're gonna take the House. And, you know, then we'll see, but I don't see Trump allowing without force. I don't.
I haven't thought about that, but, you know, even if he loses the House, it just means that he's gonna have more of a check on himself. And, you know, I don't think it'll start a civil war.
No, I hope you're right. I really hope you're right. I hope you're right. I don't think he's going to be well enough to try to do a third term.
Yeah, he's gonna pass it very soon. That's,
I mean, it looks like he's gonna blow up, you know,
I can't see him making 3 more years at this pace.
no,
The guy's tweeting.
dreaming on
Tweeting 66.
I didn't realize that. That's a little bit concerning, just because, yeah.
limit that,
Yeah, it's really compulsive kind of.
He's trapped in.
and you've probably been too busy even hearing the latest thing. He was on his own, what is it, Truth Social, and did some, you know, horribly racist comment.
Oh, yeah.
It's just sort of like,
How could you be so stupid to do something like that?
And where does that come from? I mean, why is he so paranoid?
He's a big ball of insecurity.
Yeah, tyrannical.
Yeah, and like this whole thing with the White House with the Biden portrait or the auto pen.
Yeah.
Like, really?
There's some level of childishness.
There's a whole of the president's portraits, and he put an auto pen in for Biden and just wrote this big plaque.
Yeah.
Just,
Really?
Yeah.
I think I had heard something like that. I didn't know. It's just a picture of the auto pen.
Yeah, instead
Oh,
of
that's really.
you have all the presidents and you
It's
have
just
the
this.
Bidens.
It's just
Well,
disrespectful.
it's insulting.
It's infantile.
Well,
It's like
yeah.
his really creative monster.
Yeah,
If you've read
because
the
it does
book,
come, it
No, I
starts at
haven't.
home.
Was he an only child or something? Or what?
his brother was an alcoholic.
Oh, really?
His sister's a judge.
His
His
what?
sister is a judge.
Oh,
in New
really?
Jersey.
Mary Trump.
No.
Yeah, the father kind of delighted in setting the kids off against each other. And Donald was kind of his favorite, and he liked when Donald humiliated his older brother.
Really?
From the beginning.
So he encouraged her.
And it was like really, like, oh.
That is really terrible.
Like, it almost just seemed like child abuse. Like, not physical abuse, but just the way his father raised him. You know, just every privilege, no responsibility. You get what you want, you fail, you get more, you know.
And the name calling, you know, it's rare to come across adults name calling.
Name calling.
Yeah, it's kind of
But
weird.
everyone would, you know, the people that supported it would say, oh, it's funny. It's not funny.
Well, you know, there's that reminds me of when I was working as a lawyer. I was still with this law firm, and I was talking with one of my coworkers about one of our best clients, and kind of deals with people that you would recognize. And they were talking about the lead negotiator, how he used mind games. And I know this guy, and he's very charming, but he is ruthless, you know, when business on the thing. And he would do that. They were talking, my colleague was a lady, and she said, yeah, but you're going to tell I was in the room when they met. And the other side had more money than our client, even though they're both, you know, and they had a lawyer from a really named law firm. I don't know if she's been in New York or whatever, but he's really a named lawyer. And he had his hair, it was, you know, in the time when people would wear their hair slicked back like in Wall Street, you know.
Gordon Gekko.
Yeah, and they would wear those white colored shirts with blue stripes and pin ties and stuff. And that was what the lead negotiator was. And she said, you know, it was really funny because Ken, that was his first name, Ken just almost in the first meeting started making fun of his hairstyle. You know, he sort of like, oh, you think you're Martin Gekko. And she said slowly he began to get a little, it sounds silly, like a little, she goes, I think Ken got an advantage over this guy because he knew just by making fun of his hair, you're you know.
Just being the alpha male.
I guess. You know, I'm not the sort of person that wants to do that with another person. You know, it's
It's a wiggly road. I should see if I have the Symphony yet.
Yeah, we'll let you go,
Okay.
and,
Yeah. It's fun. I'm glad you stopped and we got to see a little action.
yeah.
Thank you so much for the. I mean, you've really taught us a lot.
Yeah, it's a simple game to learn and an endless game of fascination to master. There's always levels and levels.
Yeah.
Well, I love how you sort of explain it. That was really good. That little chart and 30 seconds. Anyway.
I keep all my results in
I
these
was
little
gonna say,
these
that
little
looks
diaries,
like it's,
and I have these going back to the early '90s. This is like volume 18.
yeah, that's so neat, Albert. So how many years have you been coming to this one?
It's about 2015, I guess. It's been like 10 years. Yeah.
Well,
This tournament just got
it's
started then.
It's a pleasure. Giving us an insight.
Okay, so I'll see you on Monday.
Yes, we'll just wait to hear from you as far
Yeah.
as time. Should we come down and get you, or?
We'll just work it out.
Okay, all right.
Did you have a place in mind?
I was gonna just find out when do you check out? I mean,
Oh, I'm leaving on Tuesday morning.
Oh, you're-
so
okay, I
I'm
thought you were,
totally
like,
free
with
on-
your bags.
No, Monday I'm totally free. So
Okay.
we can do anything, anywhere,
do you
anytime.
have would you like something really different, like barbecue on the south side, or Mexican, Tex-Mex?
Let me think about it, and I'll let you know if I have an idea.
Okay.
Okay.
Take care, Alvaro.
Okay.
All right, let's knock this puppy out.
Yeah, did you play in the BMAP by any chance?
Yeah,
Okay, maybe your name tag is still over in that file?
yeah. Don't worry about it.
I'm recording because I have to send the BMAP.
So, we gotta go to dinner. You wanna do this after dinner? I mean, it's, it's been a half hour. You wanna do this after dinner?
Oh,
Dinner's at 5.
yeah, I'd
It's
rather,
4:40.
let's make a start. You never know, we might even finish.
All right.
If we have to interrupt, that's fine. Okay. 14, 7 points. All right, good match.
Good match.
Oh. Okay, sure.
It's blinking.